Okay, Parvati. Let's show some forward bending here. So right now, we're going to come back to this. You're in a beautiful Padmasana there with the legs bent and the feet on top of the thighs. We'll come back and do some forward bending in that. But right now, if you wouldn't mind, stretch out the legs. Wiggle loose, clear the sits bones. And please bring the soles of the feet together, knees out to the sides, pulling the heels in. Good. Clear the sits bones, lift the chest. This is Bhadrasana, the gentle pose. Now, stretch the right leg straight out front without repositioning the buttocks, and just rest the side of the right leg against the sole of the left foot. The right foot you push out through the heel and the toes are pointed up toward the sky. We're going to do Paschimottanasana, half of the west side stretching pose. Remember, the west side is the back side, and the yogis refer to forward bending as stretching the back side. Paschimottanasana means stretching the back side pose. Now, when we're doing Paschimottanasana, we're bringing the belly forward. So go ahead, raise the arms out and up high. Don't forget the breath. And as you hinge forward from the hips, start with the belly pushing forward, the chest reaching forward, your arms reaching forward, and bring the hands down. Now, in your case, you come pretty far forward and you can do what you're doing. But most people, for their sake, they're going to take hold of the ankle or the calf. And if you happen to be limber like Parvati, what she's doing is the bent leg has a bent wrist, and the straight leg has the arm stretched out and the wrist straight, and you wrap the fingers around that wrist, and then you bend the elbows out to pull forward and down. However, let's start for folks who are getting a little more started into this. So you take hold of the leg and you pull the chest forward. You might rock a little bit from buttock to buttock, pulling forward. You could even push your elbows out and forward to stretch forward. You're pushing through the extended leg's heel. And then you pull down some and down. Now, because Parvati is able to, and many of you will also be able to reach the foot, go ahead, take hold of the foot. No, take hold of the foot and lift the chest up here. We're going to do the starting again. And I'll pull hold the foot and I'll pull the chest forward. You can still pull the elbows out and pull forward and down like that. You can use that to come forward and down. Or you can do what Parvati was doing if you come far enough and can wrap the bent leg wrist and take hold. In any case, when you get to where you're going to get in the pose, you pull forward. There's two phases to the forward bending. The first is stretching into it, and the second is releasing, surrendering into it. So you pull forward, you get the back stretched out, the leg stretched out, the abdomen pressed down in the Ardha Paschimottanasana. Ardha means half. You're doing one leg at a time here for half. And you come forward, and then you go into the release. You let the head hang and the face soften, the shoulders soften, the elbows need to sag. Now, if you're holding your foot and your elbows don't sag, then move your hand onto the ankle or shin. Your elbows need to sag for the pose to work effectively. When the elbows sag, the pose has a momentum, and as you surrender into it, it will carry you forward into this beautiful inner space. And your awareness here, you sit it in the pelvic region and view things from that perspective. You don't have to stay focused on the pelvic region, but imagine there's a little tiny you in the pelvic area that's looking at everything from that perspective. Whatever you're drawn to focus on, that's fine, but look from that perspective. Remember the breath. As you inhale, you're massaging, stretching out. As you exhale, you're releasing and letting go, sinking inward. Also the bent leg hip, you release it. Don't push it down. Let it just release out and down. If your knee's up pretty high and it's uncomfortable for you, you could put a towel or something rolled up under your leg to take away the discomfort, and then later move it a little closer to the knee to allow that hip to open up. Okay, now stretch the arms straight out over the right leg, head between the arms. Don't lift the head first, lift the hands up, head staying between the arms. Come up, inhale. Let the breath flow, release the arms down, and go ahead and bend that right leg out to the side, putting the soles of the feet together again. And we're going to do the other side. So now don't move the right leg, don't reposition the buttocks, and stretch the left leg forward. Rest of the inside of the leg on the sole of the right foot. Push out through the heel, toes pointed toward the sky. Raise up, lead with the belly, coming forward over the left leg. Stretch out, take a hold, pull forward. Remember, phase one is stretching into it. Pull forward, pull down a little. And the second phase is surrender, releasing. Make sure the face softens, the head just hangs, the shoulders soften, the elbows sag, the bent leg hip releases, the belly softens, lower back. You're viewing everything from the pelvic perspective. And as you breathe, notice what the breath is doing. What's happening when you inhale? What's happening when you exhale? Beautiful. Remember to let go of the bent leg, hip, let it release. Now this is stimulating parasympathetic nervous system, which makes it so you have the ability in your makeup to experience comfort and ease and ecstasy. Very worthwhile. Now stretch the arms forward and hands lead the way up, head between the arms. Inhale, let the arms down. And you normally would stretch out the legs and lie down here, but we're going to do another forward bending posture over each leg, the traditional Janus Asana, which means head to knee pose. So once again, starting in Bhadrasana, the gentle pose, go ahead and stretch the right leg forward. Don't reposition the buttocks. Have the sole of the left foot and the inside of the right leg against one another, pushing out through the extended legs heel, toes up toward the sky. Clear the sits bones. So in the art of Paschimottanasana, when we raised up, what we did is we leaned forward, leading with the belly. But in this case, we're going to change it. So this time, tuck the chin, please, and pull the belly back and round the back and bring the head toward the knee. You can grab hold of the leg and pull the head toward the knee, even rocking a little bit. And get to wherever you're getting. If your head comes on the knee, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. And slide the hands forward a little bit. Keep the thumbs next to one another. They're right next to each other. One can go further, but keep them right next to one another. And again, soften here. Once again, sit the awareness in the pelvic region. These two postures work quite differently one from the other. This pose is known as head to knee pose. Okay, stretch the arms forward. Again, now lengthen forward. Stretch the spine out and raise the hands and head. Inhale, let the arms down, stretch out. Oh, we're still going from Bhadrasana. Bend the right knee. We'll wait till we finish and stretch the legs out. Good. Clear the sits bones. Don't reposition the buttocks as you stretch the left leg forward. Toes toward the sky, push through the heel, stretch the arms out and up if you like. Well, you don't really need to for this. Go ahead, tuck the chin, and now pull the belly back as you round down toward the knee. The two sides are different. You will notice that they feel different. They are different. They should feel different. What's there is different. So don't be surprised that they don't work the same. What's in the body on each side is different one from the other, and it should feel different. So when you get to wherever you're getting, you could rock from buttock to buttock if you like, let the bent leg hip release. Keep the head and back wherever they've come to, and stretch the arms forward a little bit. You still want to make sure that the shoulders are soft and the elbows sag. And as you breathe, notice how the breath is working. The breath is a powerful, powerful tool. Make note, watch it, take advantage of it. Okay, stretch the arms forward, lengthen, lift the hands up, head between the arms, stretch the legs out. Good. Once again, normally I would encourage you to lie down and then sit back up to help build core strength. But this time, we're really just demonstrating and teaching how to do some forward bending postures. Now, we're going to come forward over both legs at the same time. This is Paschimottanasana, and we approach it exactly how we did when we did Ardha Paschimottanasana, coming over one leg at a time. So clear the sits bones, stretch the arms out and up, and again lead with the belly hinging forward from the hips. The belly comes forward first. You can take a grip on the legs or the feet and pull the chest forward. And then pull down some, and then surrender. Go deep within. Now, if you reach the toes, you might just take the index finger and wrap it around the big toe and let the arms soften. You don't want to have your hands resting to the side and not touching the feet or legs. That touch creates a closing of the circuitry so that energy flows much more fully and richly, letting the posture give you more of its benefits. When you hang out here, you'll notice that as you're breathing, the lower back is softening, the abdominal organs are getting massaged. There's a lot of beautiful work happening as you're letting go. This posture's interesting in how powerful it is as you try to let go more than work it. The breath is doing the work. The surrendering. You're going deep, deep within. The emotions get healed. And now stretch the arms forward, lengthen, come up. Beautiful. A little release here is nice. Go ahead, put the hands behind you, please. Fingers can point forward or back. And then raise the hips up and try to put the feet flat on the floor, tighten the buttocks some. Just a release, a nice release after all the forward bending, and sit back down. Very good. Don't forget to breathe. Okay, so we're going to do a pose known as Konasana, the angle pose, but we're going to do it folding forward. So, start by bringing the legs out wide to the sides. And for most people, they don't, again, come so readily wide as Parvati does. So for most of you, do me a favor just to demonstrate, bring your feet in a little bit. You can put the hands behind you and scooch forward to widen it, like that. You can do that once or twice, and then you'll find that you get close to where Parvati is. And there's a couple stretches you can do which are very nice here and forward bend. You could twist toward one side and come over that leg and lean down. It's very nice. And then go to the other side. And then put the hands in front of you, get centered, and let the fingers walk forward as you hinge forward. Now you may find when you get forward somewhat that if you take one hand and place it behind one of the buttocks and push down and push out through that heel, that will free up the hip and let you fold forward a little more, then do the other side. And then just let your torso surrender down and reach your hands out toward the feet. Go ahead, arms toward the feet, Usually, you're not going to get anywhere to where Parvati is. What will happen is you'll be able to hold on to the feet. Your forehead will be reaching toward the ground first. Can we demonstrate this for a moment? Just normally you'll be coming down and gravity will be working, and you'll, wait, don't come so far. Most people have to let themselves, now let the head hang, and then it may come to the ground. Let it touch. And you find if you surrender like this for a while, it'll be nice. And then you might try to bring the chin down. Not the chest yet, just the chin. And then you surrender and let the chest come down. But again, the touching with the hands, closing the circuitry is very useful. But you can put your hands wherever it's comfortable here for you. Okay. So, put the hands in front again and walk the torso back up. Nice. Now we're going to do a more advanced posture here that's really one of the best stretches in the whole yoga world. And so bend the left knee and bring the foot in toward the center. Straighten the ankle as much as possible, not flexed. Good. Clear the sits bones. Now sit up tall and rotate toward the right leg since you've bent the left leg. And take some time to stretch out, bringing the torso forward and down, the shoulders parallel to the ground. Not twisted yet. Now take that right hand and rotate it and grab the ball of the big toe. Take the left hand, reach the other side of the foot. If you can't reach that, you could take hold of the arm rather than the other side of the foot. Put the elbow through and down toward the floor, and then bring the head through and look up. And as you're looking up, take the bent leg knee and push it away. Breathe deeply into this. You'll find this one of the most exquisite stretches you can possibly do. And let go with the hand and come up. Stretch out the left leg. Bend the right leg now. Take your time. Sit up tall and rotate. Take just as much time working forward over the left leg. Give the body time to work on this side, to settle down, pull forward, shoulders parallel. Come forward. Now take the left hand and rotate it and take hold of the ball of the big toe. Take the right hand to the other side of the foot. The elbow of the left arm hangs inside. The head comes through and looks up. Breathe into it and push the bent leg knee away. Stretch. Breathe into this. Wow. Come on. Once again, bring the soles of the feet together, please. So we did Konasana. Now we're going to do the raised bow pose and move into the raised angle pose. Konasana is the angle pose. So for the raised forward bend, west side stretching pose, raised Paschimottanasana, Uttita Paschimottanasana. So please now lean back a little and lift the feet up, balancing on the buttocks, and lift the feet up, hold the big toes if you can, and stretch the legs, the feet up toward the sky, straightening out the legs together. You get balanced like this. This is fine. And if you can, if your balance is steady, and if you're capable of folding forward more, then you bend the elbows and pull the torso and leg toward one another. This is Uttita Paschimottanasana. And if you want to move into Uttita Konasana, the raised angle pose, you pull the legs out to the sides. This is one of the greatest stretches. You want to flatten the legs, push through those heels, and then pull the arms back. The spine is lifting, the chest is lifting, the neck is long. Pull back, breathe. And now bring the feet down. You can let go, just put the feet down on the floor. Rock a little. And even from this Bhadrasana, if you'd like, you can go ahead and lean forward over the legs and feet. It's a very sweet forward bend. And if you happen to do Konasana, the lotus posture, go ahead and place the feet up on top of the thighs. If this is comfortable for you, what you can do is you can balance like we were just doing. Lift the knees up and wrap the arms around the thighs and hug the legs. Give a real tight hug. Lift the chest up and forward and breathe deep breaths. Deep breaths as you squeeze in. And just as a fun release, if you happen to be comfortable in your lotus posture, your Padmasana, bring the knees down and go ahead and come onto the abdomen. This is one of the best stretches for the pelvic region, releasing. Admittedly, it's somewhat of a backward bend, not forward bend. It's a little complement after the forward bending. Go ahead, put the hands down as if you're going to do like a cobra pose next to the chest, and lift the head up as you push the pelvis down. Well, that was really fun, the forward bending. There's one more thing you might do. I think we did it a little bit in our warm-ups, but you can stretch the legs out. This is a fun way you might start the day. You can even do it when you're in bed. Sit up and take the right big toe, lift it up high, push through the heel, breathe, take hold with both hands to the ankle, and then as you pull the elbows out, bring the chest forward. Pull the leg back, bring the chest and leg toward each other. The extended leg, you're pushing through the heel and you're breathing into it. Oh, very nice. And release. And the same on the other side. Lift up. You might do this when you first sit up in bed in the morning. It's very nice. Okay. Very good. So this has been some forward bending postures to work with, to have fun with, to move you inside, inward. The backward bending prepares you for the world around you, but the forward bending moves you to nurture yourself and find your inner space. Heal the emotions.